vortex. I just wanted you to share this moment with me. This moment of yelling, this moment of turmoil. Well, I was just thinking about democracy, and it was like really pissing me off. Can you imagine that? Amy Gross getting pissed off. Getting pissed off that people take themselves so seriously without really taking anything seriously. I mean, look, when I was a kid, I remember having all these realizations in my living room. And I remember just like being so dismayed with the world that I live in, and shocked to all hell that people believe in that world. Now I understand that, like, for a lot of people, they don't understand why I would be against something like voting, because they'd say, well, that does affect you. It does affect you, and you can have a say in the direction this country goes. Is that true? Is that true, or is that what you believe? Because at any given point, if they don't like the election results, and the election results don't go along with what they want to push on society, they can just, fuck us over. Donald Trump proved so much, only to me, I guess. But it doesn't make sense to me why people are so mad. They're so mad that they're being lied to about different things. They're so mad that they made a decision to be poisoned, and they were fucking poisoned. I mean, how do you take those people seriously, man? It's like I got into an argument with my manager over this shit because both he and his wife took that jab, and she immediately developed blood clots, and she had to get surgery or some shit. She had blood clots in her lungs. Now, he was lucky to get the fucking placebo. But I was just thinking about that. I was thinking about the shots, and I was thinking about democracy, and just how ridiculous it is to think that the majority of society can vote. Like, the majority of society should make decisions for the rest of us. There's a tiny sliver of the population that actually pays attention to things that happen, okay? And while I will say that people are waking up a little bit, right before they take another ambien, they can pat themselves on the back for figuring out one fucking thing, okay? So it's really more about their pride than it is having an understanding of the way that this world is. I'm just gonna brush my hair. I'm not proud of myself for knowing anything because it's just kind of it's inevitable. All the stuff that people are figuring out now, it's like, yeah, why would they let us vote? Why wouldn't they poison us? If we trust them, if we trust that this shit's medicine, and we don't even know what the fuck it is, but they just say like, oh yeah, you're not gonna get this disease if you take this, and people just believe it, and they think that there's some sort of virtue in that. You know? Like there's some sort of virtue in fighting for your country. Now I don't want to dog people for that, because I know it is somewhat noble to fight for something that you believe in. And if you believe in your country, I mean, I don't agree with you, but I'd still say that that's noble to fight for something that you believe in. Anyway, democracy. Majority of people in America are very dumb. Okay, they don't pay any attention. So why would you want them to have control over what happens? Oh my god. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm sorry, Lord, I took your name in vain. I'm annoyed right now. It's not your fault. Ooh, an undercover cop. Are they busting sex traffickers over there? Nope. They're busting teenagers. I wonder why. I wonder what those teenagers are doing. Because they can't really bust them for pot no more. But no, it's just so crazy to me, like, what the majority of people will believe, all because they're told to believe it. And then that same majority thinks that their voice should matter. But you don't even pay attention! You don't even pay attention to shit that happens to you. Why would you pay any attention to shit that happens to your kids? I mean, literally the whole reason why they're so mad about the public school system is because they shouldn't have ever put their kid in a government school anyway. So instead of just admit that, instead of just admit that they're fucking lazy and they shouldn't trust the government to teach their kids any motherfucking thing, they're mad. They're mad about, what is that shit? Critical race theory. Critical race theory. Sodomy. Yeah, they're teaching kids how to fuck in the butt. They're teaching kids how to do that at schools in California. Apparently it's not just like the blue states. But yeah, it's like, well, how is that? How is that anybody's fault but yours? You're the one that puts your blind trust into these institutions that are repeatedly screwing you over. It's not the nature of the world to have liability. It's not the nature of the world to take accountability. That's why a lot of the left is like so erratic, because they refuse to be held accountable for anything, you know? Best example is abortion. Now I understand that there are different circumstances for different women and, you know, situations they get themselves involved in. I understand that, but I think it's blatantly obvious, like, how irresponsible women are. I mean, it's the fault of men too, you know. That's what people don't ever talk about the right thing. If you want to make significant changes, you have to, like, get to the root of the problem. The root of the problem is irresponsibility, and irresponsibility comes from a lack of attention. Okay? You're not paying attention to your menstrual cycle. You're not paying
sperm fraternizing with the egg can lead to an embryo, okay? People that are conscious of that, and people that don't want to get pregnant, or they don't want to get somebody else pregnant, they know what to do. It's not even that hard. But yeah, there's your rant, Vortex. Amy Gross rants about democracy one more time. But you know, more and more I'm understanding why people like me are so stigmatized. Because it's easier to just call a person like me a total whack job. And it's not like you're totally off. I mean, there's a lot of things about me that are off. But that's because other things about me are all the way on, you know? Like, we're just really aware of things. You know, I had somebody at church recently tell me, like, how much of an advantage I have because I never believed the bullshit of this country. Yeah, because why wouldn't they use America as like a giant lab experiment, you know? Since the rest of the world is watching us all the time. And the American media is like so out of control, but it's always been. It's always been out of control, and it's always been for the purpose of stirring up drama and dividing the nation and putting Americans in a constant state of fear. Like, the whole reason why Americans believe in the jab, and I'm not just talking about the mRNA, I'm talking about all of them, okay? The reason why they believe in that is because of fear. And, you know, in all fairness to them, it's like, well, why would they have any reason to distrust the institutions? Like, if there isn't, like, viable proof that the institutions can't be trusted, then why would people be the slightest bit skeptical? Unless they have a personality disorder like me, you know? So yeah, you literally have to be crazy.